Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Castlevania The Adventure. In the last episode, we started on our quest with Christopher Belmont to defeat Dracula in the 1500s. We took on the first of the 4 levels of the game. It's sort of the forest graveyard section. We fought the first boss, which I've since found out is named something like Gotans. It's a big suit of armor, and we entered what I assumed were the crypts. I've had a look online. Yes, these are indeed the crypts of the game. So, let us begin. I think I have figured out a strategy for most of this. It's a pretty tough level. I'd say that the platforming is easier than last time, but the enemies we're encountering are a nightmare. These early sections, for example, with these bats flying around, horrible. Then we have these enemies. I can't remember what they're called, but they're apparently supposed to be some sort of mushroom. They're nasty too because of their projectiles. They bounce all over the screen. Horrible again. There's a couple of situations like that where they start firing them from off screen or in really advantageous positions where you just kind of need to take the hit, to be honest. You're not going to avoid taking damage. You need to learn to conserve your health for this level. You need to avoid taking damage as much as physically possible because you are going to need to tank attacks quite often as we progress. These guys are annoying. I think they're like some sort of pharaoh enemy is what I'm taking from them. They're nasty. They fire off those projectiles as you see. They kind of boomerang around. Luckily, they appear quite often right at the edge of the screen, so they sometimes fire for projectile and they don't return. That makes them a bit easier. This is a bit annoying, this section. I found in several cases, because Castlevania The Adventure has a habit of dropping your inputs, that you'll kind of make a directional input to jump to the side, and it just won't register that. It'll just jump you directly up, and you'll die like that. With this section, I recommend you avoid that candle. You probably can go for it, but the platforms fall so quickly that I think it's probably just better to play it safe and drop straight down. 2 enemies here. That first one's not too bad. This one underneath, bit of a nightmare. The projectiles just kind of bounce around, really difficult to deal with. Yeah, you're going to need to learn to conserve your health. They're pretty generous with health pickups on this level especially, but yeah, you're going to need to tank some things. With this section, these exploding eyeballs will come along and they'll blow up the floor underneath where they die. So you can't really deal with attacking. You can't really attack any of the ones coming towards you. You just need to damage boost through them in a situation like that. Again, there's enough health pickups that you can deal with it. And then the one from behind you can attack like that. You can get them out of the way. You don't need to try and jump over all of them, but the ones coming from in front of you, definitely. The holes, you don't want to risk it. The platforming in this game is not good enough that you want to risk making up extra jumps for yourself. Luckily, it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it to jump over them, so it's not too much of a hassle. Again, you're just going to have to damage boost. And then once we get to this stage, we get our health pickup and we can continue along. This section, that candle over on that ledge over there gives us a 1-up, but I haven't quite figured out how to do it right. To get up there. I've managed to hit the candle and reveal the 1-up, but I haven't actually been able to make it to the platform to pick it up. This section is a maze. It's a bit of a tricky one. The secret here is to go right on this rope, on this floor I should say. Then we come down here. I would have rather not get hit by the bat, but we go right again. And then on this final floor we go left, and that reveals the path forward. We actually want to stay on this floor for just a little bit longer, and we want to park ourselves here, because as these guys explode, they reveal a secret area for us. There's a couple of things here. We have an orb to increase our whip's range and stuff. We get a health pickup. The main reason we want to get in here, though, is to pick up that 1-up. That's the main reason we want to make our way there. Because, frankly, with all of these enemies, especially these mushroom guys running around, the orbs are kind of useless. You don't get to use them for very long. This room's harmless. Nothing happens here. And then we're nearly at the end already. Once you know what you're doing and you kind of practiced, Castlevania the Adventure stages aren't actually that long. They go by pretty quickly, especially once you practiced. This section, I would have rather not get hit there, but it is what it is. You know, we'll see how it goes. Don't bother going up because it just loops this room again and you'll get hit as you climb up. We make our way to the boss encounter. I've actually looked up the name of this guy before we begun. They're the undermole, or undermoles. Effectively, there are 20 of these strange, naked mole rat looking things jumping out of these holes, and you need to defeat all 20 of them. You basically just need to manage where they come from. The best strategy I found is to kind of park yourself vaguely underneath that top hole there, and then if you park yourself there, the only ones you really have to struggle with are the far one there and the one kind of in the middle. The top one, they always jump in the same space, so you can hit them as they drop down. The one on the middle, if you get an advantageous set of jumps, they're pretty easy to deal with as well. These guys, you just back away a little bit and hit them as they jump down. It can be a little bit tricky. Again, they're no danger. These guys, you just need to get a good jump. These ones you can hit as they come out of the hole. And hopefully, that should be more or less all of them. I think it's just one more mole. 2 more moles, but it's a 1 up there, so it's no real danger. Before you figure out the strategy, that boss is horrible, because it just all seems very random. But once you figure out you can just park yourself underneath that top hole, it becomes quite easy. It's not too bad. And with that, we enter the penultimate stage of Castlevania the Adventure. It's a very short game. Very difficult, but when you know what you're doing, it's very, very short. Problem is that I hear that this stage is absolutely horrible. It's a gauntlet of platforming challenges. Those spikes you can see up at the top, they'll drop down on occasion or rise up and they'll insta-kill you. It's a horrible level apparently, but that's going to be for the next episode. Hopefully tomorrow, might be the day after, who knows. But anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. I hope that if any of you are demented enough to decide that you want to go and play Castlevania the Adventure, I somehow doubt that's going to be many of you, but in case there are, I hope that strategy with Undermole comes in useful. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the video. Tune in next time. Adios and ciao.